Hello, I am Amit Kumar Dwivedi. Today I am going to discuss Java to MySQL connection. So my first step is to create a database in MySQL. So for creating database we use command create database followed by database name. So suppose database name is XYZ. So database name XYZ, create database XYZ. This complete command will create a database name XYZ in MySQL database. So after creating database XYZ, we have to use that particular database for creating table. So we use command on on MySQL command prompt. We use these commands like create database XYZ, and after creating XYZ we use database XYZ through use XYZ command. After use XYZ we basically create a table name. Suppose the table name is employee. So create table employee, and suppose the fields are employee number, and if number is of integer type, then in MySQL we basically use int variable for integer type. So and the size of the integer of the data type, so int 10, and after this employee name is another field of employee table, and the type of employee name is suppose varchar. So varchar, and the size is 20. Now the table employee has been created, and after that suppose I have inserted some data. So insert into table name employee some values. So insert into employee, after this values, and values corresponding to values I have inserted employee number 1001 and employee name ABC, and the next value I need to insert. Suppose I need to insert two values. So insert into employee values 1002 and XYZ. So now there are two employees ABC and XYZ. Their employee number is 1001, 1002, and corresponding to these employee number 1001 and 1002, there are two employee names ABC and XYZ. Now table is created. Now I have to write a code which will use to code in Java which will use to connect Java to MySQL. So Java code. So for writing Java code, we must before writing Java code we must import a package which will use to basically this package will provide the facility of classes and APIs to support Java to MySQL. So import java.sql. Okay. After that suppose I have made a class A, public static void name string ARGS. After this, first step of database connection is to register the driver, and for registering the driver we need driver class, and driver class we can get from com.mysql.jdbc.driver, com.mysql.jdbc.driver, and registration of this class is being done by class.forName method. So through class.forName we basically register the driver class. After this we need to get the connection. So for this we use driver manager class. So driver manager dot get connection. In get connection, one of the get connections method get connection takes three parameters. One parameter is connection URL, second is database user ID, and third is password. So now connection URL is JDBC :MySQL. JDBC is API, MySQL is the database, localhost, and the port number. The port number is 3306. And after this port number, name of the database, localhost : 3306 is the port number, and after 3306 we have to specify the database name. So we have used in Java to MySQL connection, in database creation we have made a database name XYZ. So now we have to specify the database name is XYZ, and user ID and password of MySQL. So by default MySQL user ID is root, so root, and password suppose is blank, so we have to specify is as blank. So driver manager dot get connection basically returns connection. So connection So since it is returning connection, so we have to use connection class to catch the connection, to get the connection. So driver manager dot get connection con is equal to driver manager dot get connection. Now after this we have to suppose there is some query we have to use. So for this we have to create statement corresponding to connection con. So connection dot create statement is used to get statement. Now through this statement we basically execute query. So statement stmt dot execute query method will use to execute the query. In execute query we specify the SQL query. So execute query I have passed SQL query like select asterisk from employee. So statement dot execute query, select asterisk from employee. The result of this query will be stored in result set class, result set rs. So now in rs we have stored the result. Now we have to iterate the result. So for iteration we use a loop, and a method of result set class is next, while rs.next is used to iterate. So we have seen in this table structure, the first attribute is integer type and second attribute is character type. So collection of character is string. So since we are iterating the values, so rs.next, so through rs.next we are iterating. So rs.getString and method is used to iterate character. So rs.getString is used to iterate the second field like employee number, and rs.getString getInt will use to iterate integer value like employee as employee number. So getInt 1, getString 2. 1 is the location, so employee number is at first location and second is at second location. So rs.getInt 1, rs.getString 2, and the result will be stored in some integer. So I have specified like int e number and string s name. So string s int e number is equal to rs.getInt 1, string s name is equal to rs.getString 2, and after this, suppose I have to display these values. So I need to use math system dot out dot println to display the values. So like number is plus rs dot get int 1, and again system dot out dot println name is plus rs dot since we have stored these values in e number and s name, so we can use directly e number and e name here, s name here. Since we have stored these values e number and s name, e number and in s name and e number variable, e number and s name variable, so we use directly these variables. So number is plus e number and name is plus s name. Now we have seen in this we are using com.mysql.jdbc.driver class. Suppose this class is not available or the connection is not able to establish as runtime, so we need to handle runtime error. So for this we have to specify exception and use try block, and this try block will be closed at the end, and the exception should be specified catch exception E and system dot out dot println exception is now this is first public static void main string args curly braces will be closed here and class will be closed through this curly braces. So this is the basic steps that are required to connect Java to MySQL and to get data from a particular table. Thank you.